When it comes to the virtual side of DJing, you'll be presented with an environment like this, which is exactly what you have on your deck. Now, the first instance is it can get complicated or scary at first, but there is nothing to be scared of here. Now, this is a detailed breakdown of what you need to be aware of when you are presented with an environment like this. You first need to know that it is a pure presentation of the same thing you have on the deck in the real life scenario, where you have your deck here, your two decks, which allows you to transmit your full energy. That means a practical demonstration of the energy you have in you, which is something like this. Now, this is not just about pressing random keys on the keyboard. It's about transferring the real energy in you. And you cannot give that to your audience, even on any DJ controller, if you don't know better. And you cannot know better if there is no deliberate effort in knowing better and the level of commitment you need to knowing better, because you cannot give what you don't have. Now, the first step to getting better is to understand this environment like I'm showing you now. Now, you have your deck, as I've said, which allows you to move, control how the song is being played with simple stuff like scratches like this, with other stuff starting of the song like this again, with other stuff like this. So all these things are compilation of a host of energy that you are building in you to be able to give out to your listeners, and they are also very broad. Another one is like this. Now you can see a very simple freestyle I just did now. Now, what do each of these elements stand for now? Now, we have your deck, as I've said. You have your mixer session. This mixer session is where you control this, how the sound is being presented. Take note, the deck takes care of ensuring that you control the sound, how it goes, either forward or backward or whatever you want. The mixer session controls how you want the output to go, because your crossfader is going to be, you are going to be playing around with your crossfader. You are going to be playing around with a host of knobs here, from your filter to your EQ to the rest of them, and then your beat adjuster, which is the BPM or pitch, is going to control the pitch of the sound as well as how the song is going to be presented, especially when it comes to the speed at which the song is going to be presented. Now you now have everything set up here. You have the wave, where you are going to be seeing the wave of the output of what is being played, which is also being displayed at the bottom here, allow you to see what are the necessary things you need to pay close attention to, and then how to execute it, because without having a proper presentation like this, it's going to be very difficult for you to do anything tangible. And this is where you connect this by building a very good listening ability to the output. Now, when it comes to scratches, there is one knob here that you have. You would always see it in almost every record player, which can be traced as far back as the history of DJ. Take note, there is a line here. If I come to this other deck, you see it is pointing almost at 2 o'clock. Let me see, because 12 o'clock is up, because the concept of 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock are some of the basic things you must understand when it comes to scratching, because if you don't understand these things, you are going to be doing a host of random things, and you might not get the best result like what you see me post here. That is why these things are being compiled at in detailed step to give you a proper guide on what you need to know. And then when it comes to other tiny stuff here, you have this, which is reading the record. Now, on the normal virtual DJ environment or most DJ softwares, they are not always be presented like this, but that doesn't dispute the fact that you still have a record reader at the back end that is doing the recording, which is also like what you have on your hard disk of your laptop, that is reading the information and then giving you the output on your screen. Now, this environment is so unique that paying close attention, you see you have your echoes, you have your jet, you have your pitch, you have your filters, you have your cues, so it's a complete model of the controller. That is why you now see that when we are using the keyboard side of things, just like what you see me post here most of the time, you will now see that it replicates virtually, say, about 90% to 100% of what you have in your controller. Nothing is missing. Now, using a wrong environment, especially for those who want to do this on a mobile phone, let me tell you, it's going to be very, very complicated, because when you look at this environment, everything is detailed. How do you intend to read this information on a very small screen? So you now see now that the minimum requirement you might be needing should be either a laptop or at least a desktop. This will give you a much more better vision and a better learning environment to become good like this. And then when you also come down here, you see I have my lower third here at the bottom here. You see, you actually see the lower third coming up with my DJ name. Now this makes it possible for it to be displayed on the screen when I'm mixing, irrespective of whether you are a radio DJ, a TV DJ, or a club DJ, or any environment you find yourself. Now, this is very, very important for those who underestimate what some of these things are, because nobody will come and be asking what is your DJ name. Nobody will be waiting to hear. When it is on a display screen, it's very easy for the audience to connect with what you are doing. And then when it comes to the mixing side, now, mixing side and doing all the things you've seen me do on this particular handle, irrespective of whether you're watching me on whatever platform, it's about modeling the whole of this thing on the keyboard, and that is what we have here at our disposal. That you see me do a host of things that on a very good day it might look like I'm just pressing random keys, but the thing there is everything is deliberately designed to make it work the way it is meant. So that is why your brain must be calibrated in a proper way to follow it and get the necessary results. Let's get to see a brief now.